Did you know that behind the scenes of one of the most intense and impactful films in history, events so extraordinary took place that they defy any logical explanation? The Passion of the Christ, directed by Mel Gibson, wasn't just a cinematic milestone. It became a stage for inexplicable occurrences, supernatural phenomena, and even moments that felt miraculous. But what really happened during the production of this film that touched hearts across the world? And, perhaps even more intriguingly, how did these events shape the very essence of the movie itself? Get ready, because what you're about to discover will challenge everything you thought you knew about spirituality and the power of cinema. The filming process of The Passion of the Christ was marked by a series of incidents that seemed beyond the bounds of logic, creating an atmosphere of mystery and heightened spirituality. Jim Caviezel, who played the role of Jesus, endured multiple real injuries during the shoot, such as a dislocated shoulder and permanent scars, which many saw as signs of the sacrifice required to portray such a profound character. While viewers might not be aware of the physical toll Caviezel faced, those on set experienced anything but a peaceful production. This grueling experience appeared to reflect something much deeper, as if each scene carried an intangible weight that touched the souls of everyone involved. Beyond the physical injuries, one of the most shocking events occurred when Caviezel was struck by lightning during an outdoor scene. Inexplicable at face value, the direct lightning strike was seen by many as a divine sign. And the strange occurrences didn't stop there. Frequent technical malfunctions, equipment failures, and even reports of mysterious presences on set became a recurring theme. Numerous accounts from the crew described feeling an otherworldly presence, something that couldn't be easily explained. What might have seemed like simple technical glitches often turned into profound reflections on a force greater than human understanding, a force that revealed itself through the unsettling yet awe-inspiring atmosphere of the production. Who or what was behind these technical issues and unusual events? The production also faced abrupt weather changes, such as violent winds and sudden storms, which occasionally halted filming. These unpredictable elements were often interpreted as divine manifestations, guiding the film towards something deeper and more spiritual. This heightened sense of purpose made everyone on set feel, more than ever, the presence of something beyond the material world, a presence that seemed intertwined with the very story being told, a story of sacrifice that transcends the physical and reaches the spiritual realm. Mel Gibson's unwavering commitment to the Passion of the Christ was evident in every aspect of the production. When major studios declined to back the project, he didn't hesitate to invest his own money to bring his vision to life. Far from being an impulsive decision, this choice reflected Gibson's deep belief in the purpose of the film. He was convinced that telling the story of Jesus Christ with utmost authenticity was a cause worth any personal and financial sacrifice. By doing so, Gibson took on an arduous path, one that demanded unyielding dedication and resolve. What many perceived as merely a successful film project, he regarded as a mission, something far greater than himself. In addition to financing the film out of his own pocket, Gibson insisted on using ancient languages, Aramaic, Latin, and Hebrew, to enhance the historical accuracy of the story. This challenging decision, which could have been seen as a major obstacle, turned out to be one of the film's defining elements. Gibson wasn't just aiming for stellar performances or impressive visual effects. He wanted audiences to feel as though they were truly walking through ancient Jerusalem alongside Jesus Christ. This goal required immense effort from everyone on set, but it also forged a unique connection to something profound, elevating the film beyond mere entertainment into a spiritual journey. The film's authenticity extended to the painstakingly crafted sets. In Matera, Italy, Gibson and his team worked tirelessly to recreate an environment that closely mirrored the ancient cities of Jerusalem. Every detail, down to the placement of individual stones, was carefully considered. This demanding process required enormous patience and perseverance, but it was also a testament to Gibson's belief that this was the most important work of his career. For him, this level of dedication was essential to truly capture the suffering of Christ and convey it in a way that would deeply resonate with viewers on a spiritual level. The atmosphere on the set of The Passion of the Christ was far from ordinary. Many cast and crew members reported having profound spiritual experiences during the filming. Jim Caviezel, in particular, spoke frequently about how portraying Jesus transformed him spiritually. Reflecting on Christ's suffering and sacrifice led him to reevaluate his own life and faith. This wasn't a surface-level change. It was a deep, internal transformation that connected him more closely to his faith. While working on the film, Caviezel incorporated daily prayer, Bible study, and reflection into his routine, becoming immersed in the very spiritual experience the film sought to depict. Maya Morgenstern, who portrayed Mary, the mother of Jesus, also underwent a deeply emotional transformation. She described feeling a powerful connection to mothers who have lost their children, especially during the film's most emotional scenes. The portrayal of Mary's suffering as she witnessed her son's torment and crucifixion touched Morgenstern in a way she had never experienced before, leaving a lasting impact on her both personally and professionally. During filming, she would spend hours meditating, praying, and connecting with her own faith. This brought her to a deeper understanding of what it means to be a mother and the essence of true, unconditional love. On many occasions, she felt God's presence guiding her performance, as if something divine was directing her every word and gesture. Similarly, Claudia Girini, who played one of the key female roles in the story, also reported experiencing spiritual dreams during production. These dreams led her to personal reflections on her own spiritual life. She believed these dreams were a reflection of the mystical and spiritually charged atmosphere on set, where such experiences seemed commonplace. Many other crew members, from actors to production staff, found themselves engaging in moments of collective prayer, seeking strength and connection with a higher power. Faith became a daily practice on set, not merely part of the film's narrative but a real and lived experience of spirituality. During the making of The Passion of the Christ, phenomena occurred that defied the logical understanding of everyone involved. One of the most talked-about events was the appearance of a mysterious figure dressed in light robes who appeared in a crowd scene. The figure, moving with a calm and almost supernatural demeanor, was seen by several people on set but was never clearly identified. Many believed this was no mere coincidence, but a divine manifestation, proof that the film was being guided by a higher force. The apparition left the crew in awe, but it was also seen as a confirmation that the project was touching something profoundly spiritual. Beyond this mysterious figure, various crew members reported feeling inexplicable presences during nighttime shoots. Though there were no rational explanations, these presences were often described as comforting and spiritual, bringing a sense of peace amid the many challenges. As filming progressed, the mystical atmosphere only grew stronger, creating a setting where the supernatural seemed ever present. The feeling that something greater was at work wasn't just a belief, it was a shared experience, palpable to all who were there. Natural manifestations, such as sudden gusts of wind and lightning strikes, were also interpreted by many as divine signs during the production. These phenomena were viewed as signals of divine support for the film, as if nature itself was collaborating to help convey the film's spiritual message. In some moments, lightning illuminated the set in a way that seemed almost like an answer to the silent prayers of those involved. Interpreting these events as divine manifestations only strengthened the conviction that this production had a purpose far beyond telling a story. For everyone involved, it became a living testimony of faith in action. The Passion of the Christ wasn't just a box office hit, it was also a work that drew significant criticism, primarily for its graphic depiction of violence. Some accused the film of being excessively shocking, with scenes of torture and suffering that pushed the limits of what is expected in commercial cinema. However, director Mel Gibson always defended these choices, arguing that the film needed to portray the brutal reality of Christ's suffering to help audiences truly grasp the magnitude of his sacrifice. For Gibson, it wasn't about sensationalism, it was about an honest representation of the pain Jesus endured. Not everyone shared this perspective, and the film was criticized by those who found its approach too intense for a broad audience. In addition to critiques of its violence, accusations of anti-Semitism also arose, largely due to how certain Jewish characters were portrayed. This sparked heated debates, with some communities questioning the depiction of specific characters and dialogue. Gibson maintained that the film was not an attack on any group but a historical representation. Even so, these controversies impacted the film's reception in certain circles, with religious and cultural experts weighing in on the director's intentions. While many of these criticisms were seen as unfair, they posed significant challenges for the production, which had to navigate accusations that many felt didn't reflect the true essence of the film. For Jim Caviezel, the aftermath was deeply personal. Following the release of the film, he experienced a form of isolation in Hollywood. Many viewed his involvement in The Passion of the Christ as a risky move that could damage his career in the entertainment industry. The actor faced negative comments and saw a decline in job offers. Nevertheless, Caviezel stood by his decision, believing that the film's message and the sacrifices it required were worth any consequences. His unwavering dedication, alongside Gibson's, only reinforced the faith of everyone who had been part of the production, making the film not just a financial success but a true spiritual mission. The Passion of the Christ became a global phenomenon, not only for its unique storytelling but also for its financial triumph. With a relatively modest budget of $30 million, the film grossed over $600 million worldwide, exceeding even the most optimistic expectations of its creators. This financial success reflected not just the film's cinematic power but also its profound spiritual appeal, which resonated with millions of viewers. The film became more than just a piece of entertainment. It turned into a cultural event that sparked intense debates about faith, suffering, and sacrifice. This financial success not only gave the film immense visibility but also paved the way for new productions to approach spiritual themes with greater depth and authenticity. The success of The Passion of the Christ also had a positive impact on various social and philanthropic initiatives. Mel Gibson and the production team chose to use part of the film's profits to fund social projects, such as schools and hospitals in underprivileged communities. This gesture wasn't just about giving back. It reflected the core values of the film: sacrifice and compassion for others. Inspired by the message of Christ portrayed in the film, the production team channeled their resources and energy into improving the lives of those in need. Giving back to the community became a natural extension of the film's central message. Additionally, the film's cultural impact sparked a movement in Hollywood, encouraging other productions to explore religious and spiritual themes more profoundly. The Passion of the Christ proved that audiences were willing to engage with films that, while challenging, offered genuine reflections on spiritual matters. This film didn't just change the trajectory of many actors' and filmmakers' careers, it also contributed to a renewed interest in religious-themed films, ones that sought not just to entertain but to serve a higher purpose. This wave of interest continued to grow, demonstrating that faith and spirituality can indeed be powerful forces in cinema. The film provoked deep reflection on faith, sacrifice, and life's purpose, not only among the production team but also among viewers. With its raw and realistic depiction of Jesus' final moments, the film touched audiences in unexpected ways. It brought to light the reality that deep sacrifices are often necessary to achieve something greater. This message resonated beyond religious contexts, prompting reflections on everyday challenges, difficult decisions, and personal growth. The vivid portrayal of Christ's sacrifice led many to contemplate their own lives and consider what they were willing to offer for something greater than themselves. One of the most profound lessons the film imparted was the idea that God can work through human endeavors, using challenges and difficulties to fulfill higher purposes. For Mel Gibson, the production process wasn't easy, but it became an opportunity to witness divine intervention through hard work and faith. The journey of Christ on the cross wasn't merely a story being told, it was an experience lived by those dedicated to the film. Just as Jesus endured pain and suffering, the production team faced physical, emotional, and spiritual obstacles. Yet every challenge was seen as an opportunity to serve a greater purpose, something that transcended the film and reached beyond the screen. This concept of faith and sacrifice, embodied in the film, also opens the door to a broader conversation about life's purpose. Each of us faces daily struggles that require courage and perseverance, whether in personal life, at work, or on our spiritual path. The Passion of the Christ teaches us that suffering can carry meaning, that there is something deeper to be learned and experienced through the sacrifices we make. Reflecting on Christ's purpose on the cross inspired many to seek a greater purpose in their own lives, using their experiences to help others and create a positive impact in the world. The production of The Passion of the Christ demanded physical and emotional preparation from the cast that went far beyond what one might expect. The actors weren't simply portraying characters, they were living the experiences of suffering and sacrifice in a visceral way. Jim Caviezel, who played Jesus Christ, underwent rigorous training to endure the realism of the scenes. This included intense physical preparation to ready his body for the agony and suffering depicted on screen. But it wasn't just physical preparation. Caviezel delved deeply into scripture and theology, meticulously studying biblical texts about Christ's passion to ensure that his performance was not only realistic but also spiritually genuine. He understood that he was portraying more than a character. He was representing the Son of God. Other cast members also underwent significant emotional and spiritual preparation to approach their roles with the seriousness they deserved. Maya Morgenstern, who played Mary, the mother of Jesus, shared how she prepared for the most emotional scenes by connecting with her own experience as a mother. She studied the maternal figure in Christian tradition and immersed herself in the pain of a mother witnessing her son's crucifixion. This kind of emotional preparation was essential to deliver a performance that was heartfelt and genuine rather than superficial. She came to embody her character's emotions as if they were her own, and this depth was evident in her powerful portrayal. The rigorous preparation extended to studying the historical and cultural context of the time, enabling the actors to accurately portray the world their characters inhabited. The cast didn't simply memorize lines, they strove to understand the message they were conveying. Beyond physical, emotional, and spiritual preparation, the actors were also educated on the religious symbolism inherent in the story to grasp the full weight of their roles. This collective effort elevated the film beyond a mere cinematic work. It became a transformative personal experience for everyone involved. Being part of the Passion of the Christ left a profound and lasting impact on the spiritual lives of many cast members. Jim Caviezel, who portrayed Jesus, often shared how playing the Son of God reshaped his outlook on life and faith. During filming, he was compelled to confront profound spiritual questions, and through the process, he adopted a more practical and lived faith. The physical suffering he endured on set mirrored the spiritual suffering of Christ, leading him to a deeper, more intimate understanding of the Christian faith. For Caviezel, portraying Jesus wasn't just acting, it was a spiritual journey that stayed with him long after the cameras stopped rolling. Maya Morgenstern, who portrayed Mary, also described how filming The Passion of the Christ transformed her. Playing the role of Jesus' mother, especially during the crucifixion scenes, was one of the most challenging aspects she faced. Morgenstern shared that her portrayal deeply impacted her understanding of unconditional love and maternal pain. She began to see her own life differently, with a heightened sense of gratitude for her family and a strengthened faith. For her, the experience went beyond acting. It became an opportunity to reconnect with her spirituality and draw wisdom from the lessons of the Bible. For other crew members, such as sound technicians and assistant directors, working on a project with such a powerful spiritual undertone also led to significant personal changes. Many recounted how the prayerful atmosphere on set, combined with the gravity of the film's subject, inspired them to reflect on their own beliefs and values. For some, it became a turning point in their lives, prompting them to start attending church or delve deeper into studying their faith. The impact of the film extended far beyond the set. It touched the lives of everyone involved, prompting them to question what truly matters and how their daily actions align with the spiritual values the film sought to convey. When The Passion of the Christ was released, it not only sparked intense debate in the United States but also prompted discussions across various cultures and religions around the world. In many countries, the film was met with great reverence and was regarded as a faithful depiction of Christ's final days. Christian communities, in particular, embraced it as a masterpiece that captured the true essence of suffering and redemption. However, in other cultures, the film was met with criticism, mainly due to its graphic violence and the ongoing debate over perceived anti-Semitism. Regardless of the varied reactions, the film became a focal point for deep conversations about faith, sacrifice, and the significance of Jesus' life. In Latin America and Africa, where Christianity holds a central role in society, the film sparked widespread discussion, with many believers flocking to churches to reflect on the story of Christ and its impact on their lives. In some places, special screenings and community events were organized to foster a collective experience of faith. Additionally, the film had a significant impact in Christian communities across the Middle East, where religiosity is deeply rooted but depictions of Christ on screen often provoke controversy. For many, The Passion of the Christ offered a rare, unfiltered portrayal of Jesus' story, providing a visceral experience that resonated on a spiritual level. Interestingly, in some non-Christian communities, the film also led to religious conversions and a renewed interest in Christianity. In parts of Asia, for instance, the film was shown as part of evangelical outreach programs, drawing audiences who were not only curious but genuinely seeking a deeper understanding of Jesus. The global impact was immense, as the film touched people from diverse backgrounds and beliefs, forcing them to confront questions about faith, suffering, and redemption. It didn't just generate conversation, it ignited spiritual transformation on many levels, becoming a cultural event that transcended religious boundaries and entered the broader dialogue on faith. The success of The Passion of the Christ wasn't merely a cinematic milestone, it became a catalyst for numerous social and philanthropic initiatives. Mel Gibson and other members of the production, inspired by the film's message of sacrifice and compassion, decided to leverage the project's influence and profits to support humanitarian causes. One of the most notable initiatives involved allocating a significant portion of the film's revenue to fund schools and hospitals in underserved communities. This action was a direct reflection of Christ's teachings on the importance of caring for the less fortunate, offering a tangible example of how cinema can be a transformative force, not only in the realm of entertainment but also in real-life social impact.